to the FETC encampment. You made contact with Xander Voss and his merry group of Exarch. You uncovered an artifact that was theorized to unlock something within the vault of the Serpent Lord Shrine. Yet to do so, you would have to input the names of the two Serpent Lords and suffer consequences for incorrect answers.
Their true names?
Multiple true names. Cass succeeded in this, at least getting a few. You were then assisted by an FETC scholar by the name of Dr. Thaddeus Whitmore, who gave very helpful suggestions as to who the remaining, what the remaining names could be. So, with that, you are all in the FETC encampment, deciding what to do next. You've learned that at many of the points of interest, you are likely to find Wanti priests that may have pieces of scripture that may give hints as to the final names to unlock the artifact.
Cool, so we're gonna go murk some priests.
Do we have any of these pieces that you're talking about?
No.
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 Actually,
Okay,
I don't
we
know.
don't-
I'm answering. I wasn't here last time.
Yeah, are you talking pieces of scripture? Yes, you did
Yeah.
acquire a few pieces of scripture.
Okay.
They have
well,
all been linked in the general chat.
Okay. Well,
That's
I
right.
was going to, since I've been gone a few sessions, I've been thinking about my character. I'm going to stick to my divining shit. I was going to see if my legend lore spell would work on one of those.
Okay.
Where is that spell at? Do we have the pieces on us?
How much ivory have you bought recently?
Is that what that spell requires? Okay, I haven't looked over it. Sorry, I haven't been on in a minute. Incense were 250, 4 ivory strips. Okay, so I probably need to get some ivory, but
Here's
okay.
what I'll say. I mean, this
Yeah.
late into the campaign,
Yeah,
you guys have a banker who literally
can get us
traffics
anything.
in a jewelry exchange. I will charge you a fee, but I will allow you to exchange gold for ivory. How much gold of ivory are you trying to get right now?
So the spell says it consumes. Okay, so 4 times that, so 200 gold or 200 gold of ivory each time I use that spell.
Dude, spells
Your banker, if you're doing like an instant transfer, your banker
Yeah.
will do that for you for 500.
We have so much money.
Okay.
If you want to
How much
Should we
money do
just
we have?
transfer, you save a
should we
percentage.
just
And
drop a grand?
I'll say that transfer fee is just for the convenience. So if you want to stack
Okay.
on more ivory on that, it won't be an additional service.
Should we just
should do
drop
that.
like should we just drop like double the amount that I need for now?
We have tens of thousands of gold.
Oh, okay. Let's
Half
just
a million.
do, I guess, let's just, Jesus,
Dude,
let's just do it.
drop a rack. A rack's
Yeah,
worth.
okay,
$1,000
that's a
worth of
lot.
ivory.
Okay,
Are you dropping a rack on ivory?
Yeah.
sure.
All right, you're investing. All right. So you can get 12 strips of ivory for
Okay, 12.
a rack
Okay,
or 10 bones.
okay, gotcha.
Dude, we're dropping fat stacks.
I
All
already
right,
adjusted it
I
just now.
played.
Let me in the club. Make it hail, dude.
Make it
Let's
Throwing
see.
coins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after, I presume, a conversation with Cass about trying to get a hold of the banker in question, Alara gets on the horn. Some withdrawals are made from the party fund, and
1,000
sure enough,
gold? Yeah, sure, no problem.
and with that, you have 12 strips of ivory.
Okay. Cool.
So, Alara, tell me very carefully how you are planning on casting your Legend Lore spell.
Scary.
We're at this encampment, right?
Yep.
I'm guessing we're in a tent or some such feature.
Wait, can I interrupt this?
Wait.
Yeah, I haven't cast it yet. You see me
Cool.
sitting there with the incense and the ivory sticks getting ready to lay out.
Yeah. Wow. We've got two pieces of scripture, right?
Um,
That's what it looked like when I looked in the chat.
I think just one. No, you're right. Two pieces.
And we've read them.
Yes.
And we've gotten the names we need from them.
I mean, I'll be real, Derek. I doubt you've read them, but if you say so,
The team has read them.
sure.
Have we
And we're
gleaned all
looking for a
information?
name, correct? We're looking for a specific name off of them or something.
well, I've already stupidly guessed two names, which I have forgotten in real life.
Okay.
And they worked.
They worked. My best guess from all of this talk about 9 rivers of hell and all this kind of stuff, Asmodeus has gotta be connected to this in somehow, some way. But we
So
haven't
here's
guessed that name.
Here's my theory.
I think you guessed Armon and something else.
Oh, God,
Alright.
God, so many campaigns. Why don't I remember this?
Before we
So-
start legend loring,
Yeah.
why don't we collect all the pieces?
Okay. I was just offering my
That way
help.
we're not wasting. I mean, we've got hashtag fat stacks, racks
Yeah.
on racks. We got the bag, but why do the spell 12 different times when we could do it once we have everything?
Sure.
I mean,
I
I don't know
just
how it
thought this
works.
would.
I'm
I
not a
thought I
magic.
don't either. I was just wondering if this was a shortcut as to giving us answers that we wanted. That's all.
Well, my
If you
fear, I
guys
don't
don't
know
think
how
we should do this, that's fine. I can hold off till later.
I don't know anything about magic. I'm just saying, once we have all the pieces, who knows? Maybe we don't even need to use the spell. Maybe the answer will be in all the fucking scriptures or whatever.
Okay. So you guys want me to hold off on this for now? I'll hold
That's
off
not
on
up
it for
to me.
now.
I have no
Yeah,
preference
let's
either
hope.
way.
Yeah, we'll hold off on it for now. Yeah, just seeing if I can cut some corners. That's all. All right. So what?
I agree
Yeah.
with you, though. I mean, if we can limit the amount of places we have to go into and put our life at risk, that would be good. But we just don't. Maybe once we get like one clue of, I don't even know who to ask about, right? Or can you just legend lore the item itself?
That's what I'm curious on. I think one legend lord just see what happens. Maybe you'll give us answers. Maybe it won't. But since, like you said, we
No,
have so much ivory now, would you guys be okay with just kind of test firing this?
yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'd even be willing to help out if I can in any way.
Okay. I don't really know if anything bad will happen. I've never really had that happen with any kind of legend lore I've dropped before, but yeah, I'll definitely be aware of that. So let me give this a run.
Alara, give me a religion check real quick.
Okay. Yay, digital dice, my favorite. They never fail me ever. That's a 3.
Oh god damn.
As you were.
God damn.
Oh, the wife says I suck.
Yeah, you do. The digital dice are unkind.
That's the word.
Hmm. I have roll dice in my backpack. We'll grab those. But yeah, 3. Well, yes, we'll
Yeah,
stick
I
with
said
that.
as you were. As you were.
Okay. I'd lay out the sticks, um, in a certain pattern. Take the bit of what is it, parchment or something like that.
It's a stone half circle. Or wait, we don't have that anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
this
it's in the main hint. Well, presumably, still.
the scripture is parchment, yeah, if you're doing the scripture.
Okay. So I'll take this bit of parchment, lay it down, light the incense, cast a symbol in the air through the smoke.
Now, I will say,
Yeah.
Pierce, did you forget the names that you've already guessed?
Jazirian and Armon.
Okay. So what you would know, what Cass would know so far is that Seth, the serpentine god Seth, correlates with Jazirian. The serpentine god Mershal correlates with Ahriman.
Okay. And I guess I'll cast Legend Lore on this and see
On
what happens.
on what?
On the parchment?
What parchment?
Or on.
We have Castle, seeing that has Castle read them out. We have 2. Oh, I just realized they're labeled.
So I'm going to stop you right here. So legend lore is not like an identify spell. You have to
Okay.
name or describe a person, place, or object.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. I thought this was like a piece of a puzzle, and then like if we name or we just Legend Lore the piece of the puzzle will tell us
It
like.
is a piece of the puzzle. What you're trying to do right now is reverse engineer a name based off information you can provide, which is a pretty good idea and very possibly a shortcut. But you have to do this, you have to give the right information to get anything useful.
Okay.
So it's not like an identify that you can just like cast on the paper. You basically
Yeah.
give me a name that you want like a lore dump on, and that might lead you to information on identifying the last 2 names that are missing on each side of this key.
Okay. Would you guys help me out on this one then on what name we need to drop? Because I've been kind of in and out for sessions.
Cass begins reading out the 2 scriptures we have so far. And lo, the serpent of the ninefold path will rise, his scales gleaming with the fire of the ruby dawn. That's the thing Bensozia took. His crown was of thorns, his throne of ash, and his dominion stretched across the infernal depths where the rivers of suffering flow eternal. That's one of them. Straight up Asmodeus. Second one, right here. And so the serpent of of the deep sank into the depths, his form twisting and changing, his essence merging with darkness. He became the lord of the unknown, the master of the depths, the shadow that lurks beneath. His name was whispered in the void, a secret known only to the abyss itself. I'm just gonna straight up say Asmodeus. Like,
Asmodeus. Okay.
I don't know anybody else. That's my opinion.
So recall, you have to put the piece of the puzzle where it belongs.
Mm-hmm.
So are you actually trying to input this name right now?
Sure. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Wait, what?
Well, we're not with the.
Well, we don't have the circle, the thing, the key.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I'm not entirely up to speed on everything. I was just trying to guide us to a shortcut.
Does the keystone have a name other than the keystone?
Not that you know of. No one's tried to identify it.
Because maybe naming that as an object and then giving the names that we've already inputted would give you more information from the legend lore spell.
That's not
Okay.
a bad idea.
Yeah, that
Let's
sounds actually pretty
to the
smart.
keystone.
Yeah.
Where is it again?
I think it's in Xander's tent.
Okay. I walk out to Xander's.
Okay.
I'm following Varric.
So I'll stay.
We'll be right back.
You find Xander in his tent, just kind of like looking over the earth.
You mind if I nab that?
He looks at you and goes, "I don't believe we've met. I'm Xander.
Varric.
Are you planning on speaking a name into it?"
No, I just wanted to take a look.
He takes it and hands it to you.
I take out my jeweler's lens of identify thing, and I take a look.
Okay. So this is a very magical object.
Cool.
So this just identifies as the Fang Shackle.
While I'm looking at it, I am gonna hand both the identify jeweler's glass and the stone key to Sundara to take a look at. Once I realize how magical it is, I'm like, you're gonna understand this better.
I don't.
So,
Like try to carry the keystone. Like, oh geez, that's heavy. Okay, put that down.
uh, so I don't, the whatever fang stone or whatever you call it.
Yep. This identifies as the Fang Shackle. This grants a worshiper of both serpent deities and creator serpents access to the heart of Karsus.
And only those worshippers.
Your interpretation of that would just be that you have basically like bypassed the enchantment by proving your knowledge of giving the names of the serpent gods.
And again, how many names does it need? 4?
6
3 for
total.
each.
3.
And you guys have 4 out of 6.
Okay.
I will say the curse for anyone that utters an incorrect name is permanent and legendary.
The identified does not tell us what the curse is.
No.
Cool. Do we get any more information?
Nope.
I look at Sundara, wait for her to finish.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, we might come back with a name later on. We'll see.
I'll pick it up. I'll hand it back to Xander. Thank you.
Back to the
And
tent.
then I'll slowly walk away.
Okay, so do you guys have the name that we need?
So the Fanged Shackle is the name of the keystone,
Okay.
and the names we already have are Mershon, I forgot how to say it. Amaron.
Mershulk Seth with
Mershulk.
2 S's. Armon and Jazirian.
And Cass is filling Asmodeus.
And
Okay.
I feel like Asmodeus is connected.
Asmodeus, Asmodeus, Asmodeus.
All right. So
Asmodeus.
let's
So I
go
feel
for
like
this and see what happens.
if you're gonna name anything, you name the actual keystone, but give the additional information of the names that we already have.
Okay.
You're muted
Give
I,
context to the legend lore spell.
or not.
Well, yeah, more description is better.
yeah, I would describe everything that they just said, I guess, and as much information to get as accurate description as we could get, I guess. I don't know.
So what are you trying to describe?
This keystone, right?
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
names that are involved with it, and yeah.
I'm gonna phrase it in like a multiple choice question because you don't get to pick multiple targets. You can recast the spell if you don't get what you want, but
Uh-huh.
you can choose the keystone or any one of the names. You don't
I'll
get
do
to
the key.
choose all five.
I'll do the keystone then.
Okay. For the sake of this, let's see how much you can push the boundary of this spell. There's going to be no negative effect to this. Give me a spellcasting ability check.
Okay. All right. 19.
Okay. So, this legendary keystone has been used one time by the archdevil Bensozia to grant her access to the heart of Karsus. The device itself was created by legendary clerics within the Wanchi community, as they knew that the heart of Karsus that lie beneath the Serpent Lord's shrine needed to be protected, as anyone who had access to the heart could essentially access the avatar of Karsus itself, which is the still living body of the deity Mistral. So, with that ability check, some extra information you get is this. The very body of Mistral was in part created from physical parts of the avatars of both Jazirian and Arum, who, at shortly after creation itself, engaged in a battle with each other. Jazirian, the sky serpent, lost his wings, and Ahriman, the serpent of the deep, lost his tail. Both of those parts were used to make the goddess of magic herself. The body of magic was then stolen by Karsus and cast into the sea until it resurfaced centuries later and is basically the land that you are standing on now. That is the information you get with the Legend Lore spell.
What would happen if we like destroyed the heart of Karsus?
I would say the spell is over. So if you're
Yeah,
pondering that, you can give
yeah.
me an Arcana check, or anyone interested in that can give me an Arcana check.
Do you say that
Yeah,
out
I
loud?
will. Yeah. After hearing all that, I would be very curious. I'm not trained in the arcane arts as much as you guys are, but I'm willing to delve into it to see what I can find out. Maybe I'll get something. Um, that is, oh, nope, that's another 3. And that's with the real dice.
You have no idea. You don't know how you would even go about doing that because you don't know what the heart of Karsus is.
Yeah. And if this island, this whole territory is this magical body or entity and it dies, what happens then? Does the island sink deeper into the ocean and we all die? If we bring this deity or this creature to life, then we obviously all die if it were to stand up or anything.
Cass looks at Varric.
Isn't it already dead?
Nope. Apparently it's still alive.
What do you mean no?
It's not dead. The heart of Karsus is still alive, so the heart of this creature, this thing is still alive, this island that we're on.
Yeah, but gosh, this is dead.
Well, I mean, maybe.
But if the heart still beats, then how could it be dead?
Dude, fucking Sundara pulled stars down from the sky and shot them at people. And you're like, oh no, the heart's still alive. How's that possible? Fucking magic, you guys.
Yeah.
Varric, we're not arguing over the possibility of it. I think it's the heart might still be alive, but does that make the island
Sealed.
alive? Is
Yeah.
the thing. We've
Maybe it's in like a paralyzed state or something due to the temple. Like maybe it contains it.
did you
You know what I mean?
Alar, Eddie, did you relay your entire vision?
Yeah, the entire thing. Like when I'm in this trance and my eyes are rolled into the back of my head, I'd be like like speaking it as I'm hearing it.
Bensozia has already used it. She's already been to the heart. So there's something else. There's a missing piece. So, well, if she wants to take control or absorb power or do something, whatever her goal is, we have been assuming she wants access to the heart of Karsus, but she's already been there. So if it's
Maybe she couldn't get in because she didn't have the key, the right key at least.
She doesn't need it.
I think that's why Xander was saying that this could happen at any time. Like this, the end of the world. I think that's what he was implying. I think he might have already known that she had access to it.
Then why do nothing with it? What was the point?
That I don't know, or she's doing something with it and we just don't know what. Or she needs something else.
Yeah, maybe she's just working on it. Maybe it's not like a 20-second thing.
What are you doing, dog?
I mean, yeah, she has been excavating the ruins nearby for some reason, I'm sure.
There's something else she's looking for, but what?
I mean...
Well, maybe if we get more pieces of this scripture, we'll know what they're doing.
If
Okay.
we're off this completely, then we can also just infiltrate it ourselves and see what's inside or what she's doing. Yeah.
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 Which will require us to get more of the scripture.
Unless Cass has another name in his hat.
Ahriman. Or no.
I mean,
Whoops.
another one on top of that.
Ahriman.
Oh, Asmund, yeah.
Intoxicated. Asmodeus. Yeah.
Are you sure about it?
No. I'm not going to speak the name. I've already done it twice.
I'll do it.
No, no. We
No.
have
Let's-
to we have to be sure.
How sure are you?
90%. Why would these scriptures mention things so correlated with him if he wasn't involved in this somehow? Plus, Bensosia is the primordial daughter of him. He's tied to this somehow, but I'm not confident saying the name, so I wouldn't want you to.
Okay.
Yeah, we already have one friend that has a permanent curse. We don't need another one.
Who is a permanent curse?
Samugi.
Samugi.
Oh, kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
I'm always watching for that fucking cat. Sneaky.
Probably watching you right now.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Okay.
Okay, so where are we getting our next piece of scripture then?
Above the table. Have we long rested since the last time I played?
Yes.
I think we're right before
Did you
another
guys-
long rest.
Mm-hmm.
We're right before one right now?
I
Yeah.
think it's the night. Yeah, we're all just chilling before long rest.
Okay. So then in the morning we'll head out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. What's the next closest place for the scripture?
Well, we went to the ruins that were south.
Mhm.
We can fully scour it if we want. That's the closest place. Or there's
There's some ruins up north.
yeah, there's something directly up north. I think this is the next closest.
There's an island and a ziggurat.
But we don't know exactly where the priests are.
No.
But we already went through the south ruins, right?
Hmm. Yes.
So why not try north? Give it a shot.
Yeah.
There was that one camp. Didn't we just kind of poke our heads into it and it was in the
Oh.
south?
Yeah, that's true. It's like an actual populated camp that we avoided.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else on the southern part of at least this map, so
Well, then maybe let's try, clean the house.
yeah. Looks like Char's old group has already destroyed one camp, or razed. Let's just add to it.
Alright, so heading south in the morning? First light?
So
Sounds like, yeah.
I'm going to find a quiet spot and go meditate. I need to ask my deity some questions and see if she can help answer a few.
Don't go far, Laura. A camp full
Oh,
of
no.
FETC.
It's an island.
Don't worry, I can handle myself, but I appreciate the heads up. I won't go far.
Don't stab anyone in the back. Or do. It's fine.
Yeah, where's your brother at?
Oh, I don't know, off doing some damn mission for them. Hopefully not putting himself in too much danger. I'll check on him while I'm meditating if I can.
So what's the tent situation?
We've got one, I think.
One large tent.
Well,
One large tent.
I'm not as young as I once was. I'm gonna hit the sack. Actually, did the Palantir?
Yeah. You
Can I
hand
make
it
a-
over to him. Pretty sure it's got all of its uses. Let me double check. Yeah, go for it.
All right, so Alex, if no one else is doing anything, I would like to attempt sit there, cross my legs, stare up at the stars, and meditate on the Queen of Ravens. I'm going to ask for her help on this one. I'm going to use my divine intervention again.
Okay.
If I I have questions that I'd like to be answered if possible. Okay, so I don't have a D100, so I'll use the one on this. Okay, there's D100.
Two tens.
Come on. Damn it.
Holy.
That's a miss. That's a 29. I need a 14.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I'm curious as to what would happen if such a object or this heart were destroyed. What would come of Karsus? Right, that's the name of the island kind of thing we're on.
Okay. As you are pondering this, I'll allow you to roll a unskilled wisdom check with a DC of 19.
Okay. Damn it. 14.
As you ponder this, you don't like there's nothing that speaks to you particularly, but you just feel this familiar sense that you've had before,
Okay.
that you have all the tools that you need to get to the bottom of this mystery. And that's all. The Raven Queen, basically, in this instance, you get the sense that you don't need help in the way that you think you do.
Okay.
Cass, do you have something?
What?
I thought maybe you might be doing something tonight.
I was, but how? Well, I didn't even say anything.
Well, when you came back on, and then Eddie started talking, you went fuck, and then turned your camera back off.
Oh, that's because I went to get more jungle juice.
I just sent a quick message to Sarah.
Okay.
Like, hope you and Natasha are doing well. We're at camp. I'm going to sleep. Love you guys. Be back as soon as I can.
All right. The response you get is, "Love you too. Things have been crazy here. The Under Tavern is really taking on Beaumont and has taken some of the heat off of us. Things are changing. Hope you come back soon after you've finished."
I get the I get the Palantir back to Sandara. Thank you.
You're like going to hand it back. And you're like, wait.
And then lay down and go to sleep.
Okay.
I think I might be the only one that needs a full. Oh no,
No,
Pierce still has to.
Alright.
Has to sleep for
Cass, did you have anything for the night?
Yeah. I'll try to make this quick. First thing, casting see invisibility, just to see if we are being watched.
You are.
Fucking. How many orbs are floating?
1. It's on Sandara.
And Sundara, have you gone into meditation like right away, or are you just awake?
No, I'm awake.
Cass's eyes flash a jade green, and he looks like above your head. Well,
Is it a spider?
yeah, no, it's much worse. She's still watching us. I think I'm going to try to do something about it.
I also can get us some peace if you want. Just takes a little bit to cast.
Is it on us or where we are at?
Where we are at.
No, it's got to be on us.
Okay.
But God, okay. God, this is gonna be so much. Cass, if he reaches his hand out towards you, if I may,
Oh, yeah, sure.
and
Close his horizons.
he reaches into a pouch, dips his thumb in some diamond dust, and smears it across your forehead. Cast non-detection real quick.
That'll work.
That's well, let me DM, does it work?
The spell works.
Does the orb go away?
You watch as the orb is still there. It starts rapidly, like, it looks like it's just searching for something, and it is kind of erratically moving now.
Okay, that might not have. I think it just can't see you now. That's all right.
I will say, for the sake of this, you would get the sense that it's lost its connection to Sundara, and therefore anything in her vicinity. Like, this orb has essentially been blinded and deafened.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Until the spell ends, you still see like the artifact of the spell that was cast, but it's lights out.
Well, that okay. Move quick. That buys me some time, I guess. She can't see us right now, so yeah, fuck. I don't know if this is going to work. Shouldn't be as destructive. He pulls out, plops down a sphere of mithril or orchard glass. I don't know, Sundar, if you've seen this yet.
I think I have.
It's a 4-inch
Wait, no, I
diameter glass sphere, and it quickly pulls out some of the universal solvent or whatever they have, removes the seam to try to plop it open again. Just by chance, you can't cast non-detection right now, can you?
I can't, no.
Okay, well, I don't know if this will work. If it doesn't, I'll just spend a lot of spell slots, energy, doing it to all of us.
I can cast Private Sanctum if you want, but that's only on the location. But for 24 hours, so if you want to be here sneakily.
Nah, it's fine. Let's experiment.
Okay.
If you could you just hold this top right? Just almost touch them, but just not quite. First,
Okay.
hold on. Smear some glue. Does on both sides. Just hold it just like that, barely a gap.
Okay, yep.
And he casts non-detection. And you know what? It doesn't do anything, but I'm gonna upcast it to 6th level to really pump some extra magical juice into it. From 3rd to 6th. And okay, on pineapple, I want you to close this and make sure there are no gaps. No gaps.
Okay.
Perfect seal.
Okay. Wait, do you already put the glue on?
Yep.
I was gonna practice. Okay. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, pineapple. And he casts non-detection.
So what are you casting non-detection on?
I'm casting non-detection on the orchard glass sphere. And
Okay.
And I know I know technically I can cast this on an object, which makes the object itself non-detectable. So if it just makes the object itself non-detectable, that's fine. But the intention is to create a small radius. An aura, if you will.
Oh, like making a
little globe of non-detection. Let me phrase it that
And
way.
you're slamming a box closed on it.
No, let me phrase it this way. I'm trying to make a new magical object with my enchanting that I am proficient in, to make a globe of non-detection that provides a small radius of non-detection to all creatures within that radius.
So usually to do this, you would be working with like an arcane lectern
Mm-hmm.
to create an item using the orchard glass as fuel. And it seems to me like right now you're trying to basically like imprint a spell on a large amount of raw orchard glass that is a very volatile and foolhardy practice that may or may not work.
Absolutely. That is exactly what I'm
Okay.
trying to do.
Give me an Arcana check.
God, why can't bards inspire themselves? I'm narcissistic enough. I should be able to inspire.
That's what every bard says.
Inspire myself. Okay. 19.
So you cast it into the orchard glass orb, and it definitely begins to amplify the spell. You also feel that it is basically projecting your non-detection spell on like in a cone, and it is basically chewing through the spell energy faster than its typical 8-hour duration. So you're like painting like non-detection energy into Varric's sleeping body right now.
Okay.
Do I feel it? Does it stir me? Awesome.
No.
I maintain sleepfulness.
Okay. Good. Just hold it there. I think it failed. But
Did you hold it on Varric the whole time?
well,
It's going to go for about a minute.
Sindar is holding it. So
Yeah, he told me to close it with no gaps, and I tried and am not moving. So I'm just like, did it work?
Oh, you closed it shut.
yeah. As soon as I cast a spell, it to ideally reverberate the magical energy.
What did you roll?
19.
Okay. So you watch as there is just like this almost burning hole of energy on like one side of the box.
Sphere.
You begin to get the sense that because the box itself is not made of orchard glass.
No. There's no box.
What did you cut it in?
It's his little
It is 2 hemispheres of orchard glass, perfectly fabricated to fit without like atomic seal.
I see.
And then sovereign glue to hold them together. And then I cast it inside the sphere, close it as the magical energy goes inside. I'm okay with the failure.
I know, I'm just trying to think of that does change things. All right, I'm gonna roll a d8 to see what of many things could happen.
Hell yeah.
Higher is better.
8. Go.
He ends up just making a magical hand grenade.
That was
Okay.
the original plan. Yes.
So you watch as the spell energy, a lot of it seeps out before it's closed, because you're trying to basically do like backyard complicated chemistry with like, and pineapple. So
Okay.
because it's shut, most of your spell like does not make it in the intended place.
Okay.
A lot of it makes it on the outside. There's like this shining light that, and like this disco-like energy, and you watch as there's almost like this little energy crystal inside the two hemispheres that is like bouncing around and like changing shapes, and you can like you feel like the very fabric of magic itself is being pulled taut to the point where it's about to snap. And then you see a flash of like 4 different runes, and then all of a sudden there's this like orb that just like this warmth just like flashes through, and the entire tent is just like illuminated with this green energy. Varric, this would wake you up. You kind of turn around and just see the magic casters playing with this ball, and there's like this disco ball of like green light, and then it fades.
I will roll over.
Sorry.
You roll over, and the light goes away.
Cool. And back asleep. I assume I have a magical sleep apnea in my house.
Yeah, Cass, you get the sense that
I pull the one off Veil and I give it to Varric every night.
yeah, Cass, you get the sense that the theory behind this is sound. The delivery of the spell into the device is not.
Yeah.
This is just such an imprecise way to do this.
Oh, I got it.
This is fascinating.
Okay, whatever the narrative of Cass's mind was, he just has an epiphany. Okay, this failed, but it's the reaction, it's the timing. It's too human, and we're working without an arcane lectern, and it's too imprecise. But a glyph is very precise.
A glyph. Let's do it. Wait, can you try it again? Can you cast again? Do we have more glue?
I can do it with, okay, well, this would be the last attempt, but,
We're about to go to sleep. It's fine. Wait, ever?
well, unless we get more universal solvent.
Oh. Probably buy some somewhere, right? We've got money.
Yeah, fuck it, let's try it. Actually, this requires some finagling. Are you able to cast a glyph of warding and have me put some magic into it?
I can cast Glyph of Warding and be very specific with the trigger. So I can say as soon, I presume I could say, as soon as spell energy. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, as long as it's no more than 10 feet.
We just need it
Yeah,
to be
I
the
decide what
trigger.
triggers the glyph, so...
Well, it would...
Listener, what he's trying to get to is
no, I could do
you
this
can't
tomorrow.
cast the non-detection spell.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking, sorry, Cass, I'm thinking I cast the glyph on the orchard glass orb that once a spell and then it closes, essentially, is what I'm thinking. Something of that sort.
That's very interesting. I like that. I mean, I was sleeping right.
Can we...
Eric rolls out. That's interesting.
Shut the fuck up, I'm trying to sleep. I mean, if we can... I like bending the rules of magic. It's up to the DM.
I'm not going to stop you. It's not going to promise it's going to work.
Yeah. I don't like... No, I can do it all myself. I want to kind of include Sandara.
I mean, now you can also do it all yourself. That's fine. I'm just standing here and watch. She's got hours.
Okay, fucking Christ. We have one attempt left where this could actually... I think maybe it can work.
Okay.
You gave me the inspiration. But I think maybe I'll do it myself.
Well, I'm gonna stand here and watch.
Oh, I can't do it till tomorrow morning.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry.
Go to sleep. Come.
Okay.
Just go lay down.
Okay, I take a long rest.
Just standing awkwardly over you, just like.
So you're all taking a long rest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did Alara come back to the tent?
I'm going to
Yeah,
presume that
well,
Laura came back to the tent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. I saw a
Um,
weird green flash from inside the camp.
Sindara, as you enter your trance, it's not but a couple minutes that go by as your mind is dancing out in whatever plane you choose to trance. You feel something begin to shape your visions. And you find yourself in Summer's workshop. In the last place that you had seen it. And you hear a soft footstep behind you. And you see Summer. He's looking at you, seeming like he's waiting for a reaction.
She lights up and then remembers what happened with Faraday and takes a step back. She's just like, wait, I don't know actually if I should trust this.
He says, I don't know how much time I have. My mind seems to leave me. It's when I trance that I seem to regain some of my faculties. You've come to this place, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
as he says that, you watch as like
Wait.
the back wall of the workshop just like turns into jungle.
How can I trust that this is you?
You can't.
Oh.
Don't trust anything from me. You shouldn't have come. You should have left me here. It was my own folly that got me caught.
No, I'm not just gonna leave you here. Would you have left me if I got left there?
Of course not.
Of course. Where are you?
I'm in the ziggurat of Naranda.
Is
I'm
it well
under
guarded?
very much so. Sundar, I didn't come to see you to ask for a rescue or to make any plans. I tried to send a message while I was in a trance. I couldn't get through, so I feared the worst. I wanted one last chance to say goodbye. And you watch as the backdrop of the workshop completely turns into like the stone ziggurat. And he just says, I know it. This place will be my tomb. And I have no regrets.
No, 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 don't say that. I'm gonna get you out of there. Could you just hold on for a little bit longer? I'm so close.
You watch as he takes the mask that he usually wears to kind of project his voice and focus his spell energy. He takes it off and just drops it. And you see tears streaming down his face as he just said, I always thought that we would have more time. And with that, the dream begins to fade and he just begins to turn into dust.
Wake up from my trance, or I guess untrance from my trance. Is it the middle of the night still?
Yeah.
Just gonna pace the island.
As you go to walk the encampment, you see a large Goliath that is sitting there just sharpening a blade, just covered in very occultish looking tattoos. He just looks at you and says, can't get any sleep either, eh?
Bad dreams.
Yeah, this place has a way of doing that. Well, don't wander off too far now.
She is gonna wander off. Not very. She's gonna just walk around as much of the edge of the island as she can. Kind of trying not to wake people up because she knows these soft peeps need 8 hours. But she's anxiously waiting for people to get up.
Okay. So, as you pace nervously, I would imagine that you may not be able to help but notice that there is a large ziggurat to the north that peaks over the mountain range.
Mm-hmm.
And I would venture a guess that Sandara may wonder at what type of torments Solinor is enduring as she waits for her friends to wake from their slumber. And for everyone else, a restful night of sleep is had, and you awake to notice that Sandara is very, very much missing. Which is not unusual because she trances for 4 hours instead of sleeping.
I'd be a little worried because we're in a strange place, in a place where I don't trust the FETC at all. So I'd be first one out of the tent to go look for her.
I look over at Cass. Is there any coffee around here?
The shape in his sleeping bag is much smaller than the shape of Cass.
Is there a response?
He groans and
I
rolls
go over
over.
and I shake it.
What?
Coffee. Coffee.
Coffee?
What does Varric see?
You see a middle-aged to older halfling individual.
Are you dream shifting now?
Am I what?
You look like a halfling.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Right. That's not too bad, ain't it?
I mean, I'm not against it. Does this halfling know where the coffee is?
Oh, we don't have coffee. What do you mean coffee?
God
When have we ever drank
damn
coffee?
I don't know. I thought maybe all these military fuckers would have some.
I mean, you can go ask someone. I'm sure there's coffee around here somewhere.
Well, you want to come get a cup with me?
Oh,
Talara's somewhere and Sandara's somewhere else.
yeah, sure. I think I've got it all worked out, but yeah, some coffee would be nice. He wakes up and goes, get some breakfast and coffee.
Can you make yourself younger?
Well, I can make myself look whatever I want. Well, as long as
Give
I've
it-
seen them at least.
But you're grown kind of like an old man getting out of bed.
Oh, listen, I think you're older than me, so I don't really want
I
to
am.
hear. Right, right. Listen, I didn't have really much control over this one, right? Sometimes it just takes over the
Happens.
mind.
Yeah. Well,
Coffee?
yeah.
Coffee.
So with that, the two of you head out, and sure enough, you do smell the scent of some kind of cooking meat, and there is a scent of coffee in the air. Going towards some of the non-exilic members of the FETC. You smell it towards the Steel Covenant area of the encampment.
Beeline for it.
Oh, hold
I'm
on.
moving- I'm
Legs
moving
are
people out of
legs
the
are
way.
shorter. All right, gotta catch up.
Put you in the stack pack.
No, no. Much too honorable for that. Thank you, though.
What's it take to
As
get a
you
cup of Joe around here?
as you walk over, you see that there is a pot of coffee that is being served by a halfling that's standing on top of a barrel. And this halfling looks like he's just got like the kind of bottle coke goggles on. He's clearly some kind of like heavy weapons specialist that is caked in gunpowder. The coffee smells strong.
Good.
Next to him is a female elf who is kind of leaning up against the same table that the coffee pot's at, with like a huge ballista that is leaning up against the table as well. As she sees you coming, you watch as she just very like casually like puts her hand on the ballista and says, "Hi there. You lost."
No, we're camping in. Friends. Just smelled the coffee. Wonder if I could get a cup.
Yeah, you may want to check in with the Exarch side of camp. I believe that Doran made just enough for the members of our party.
We need permission to get a cup of coffee. Really?
Well, if the coffee belongs to someone, then generally, yeah, you ask them for permission. You don't see me walking over to your tent and helping myself to your things. You hear a voice from behind them. Just goes, "Hold on now." And you see this kind of middle-aged, like human with like a salt and pepper, like very scruffy, walks over and just says, "Now y'all are the new folk from not aligned with the FETC, is that right?"
Correct. We're two members
Real.
of the Revenant.
Right. Riel, why don't you pour these boys some coffee and perhaps some breakfast?
Thank you.
He walks over to you and just says, "So met Xander then, have you?
Yeah. Pretty nice
Curious to
guy.
me why he had you stay in this camp. Are you doing work for him?
Right. Might be because we're useful. You ever think of that?
Huh. What's he got you doing?
Discovering things.
I mean, I'm
Solving
sure if he
mysteries
wanted
you
you,
can't.
to know, he would have told you.
What he said.
My friends, you mistake my intent. I do not work for Xander.
Neither do we.
Yeah, he's got you running errands for him. And just hands you a cup of coffee.
Oh, good.
Look, I'm just trying to keep everyone in the camp safe. And just making friendly conversation. Didn't mean to cause any offense. And you watch as he gives a hard look towards Rio.
Well, thanks for the coffee.
Yeah, don't mention it.
I won't.
We won't.
We won't.
You watch as he just goes, right, and turns and leaves.
Right. Well, that was productive. Should we, go wake up the rest of the crew? Do a dog.
I mean, they're already awake.
I'm actually walking in, trying to find everyone. We're walking around. I don't know what part of camp you guys are at.
I mean, we're heading back to the tent, assuming that's where everyone will end up eventually.
Okay. So you
Oh,
head
hey,
back to the
Bird.
tent.
Who's... Okay.
I assume we're both still drinking our coffee.
Yep.
Is this a friend of yours, or... Wait,
Oh, it
is
is
that
Cass.
Cass? Oh,
Right.
Yeah. Dream shifting,
this is
Morning.
a new
I
form.
think.
Anyway, I had a dream last night, not common. And, oh,
That's
nice.
bad. It's obvious with you.
So... Problem is, I don't know if it was actually Solinor or not.
Last time we saw Sonor, rephrase. Last time you saw Sonor, he was being mind controlled to continually cast
Yeah.
some spell, right?
Well, yeah, telekinesis.
Right.
Last time I looked, he was telekinesising some excavation.
But not out of his own free will.
Correct, yes. He
And
was
so-
saying that let me finish. Let me tell you what happened.
You go ahead.
He essentially was saying that when he trances, he gets a little bit more control and tried to send a message, but Cass and I were experimenting last night, and so messages weren't coming through. Anyway, that's why he dreamed. And in the dream spell, he was essentially saying that he's at the ziggurat and that I shouldn't have come to this area and that goodbye, he's gonna die, blah, blah, blah. Now, the problem is,
Did you ask him if you could trust him?
I did, yes.
And what did he say?
No. He said,
Then
no, I
don't.
can't trust him. Thank you, Barry, for that helpful insight.
Pretty straightforward to me. Either A, it was really him trying to say goodbye, right?
Mm-hmm.
B, she posing as him to make you give up because we're on the right trail.
Mm-hmm.
Or C, you just had a dream.
I don't dream, first off. Second, there's also another C, is that it's her posing as him to get us to go there so that she could kill us. I've thought about all the possibilities, Ferric, I assure you.
which one of those possibilities would make it so we change what we're doing?
Well, we were exploring the various ruins in the area to get more information.
To get the key,
Yeah,
to
to
get to the heart,
get the keystone filled out. Blah blah blah.
and then probably have some kind of crazy fight with her, and then free Solomon.
Yeah.
Right? So, I guess my question is, of those three options, do any one of those change our plan?
No.
Cool. I understand it's scary, because he might die. And I
Well, he
would
said he
hate
was
that.
going to die.
Well, you know, I've done it a couple times, it's not that bad. That being said, he's a pretty tough guy. Been through a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And he's pretty powerful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's my money, it's that she's trying to convince you to get us to go there before we're ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should continue on. Get as much information as we can.
She pushes in and gives you a hug.
I return the hug. In a fatherly way. It's a little pat on the head.
Okay, yep. Continuing on as planned.
So, who wants to kill some snakes?
While they were having their fatherly daughterly talk,
Funny because she's so much older than I am.
I know it's weird. Halfling Cass was doing his whole ritual that he has practically dreamed of. And to make it real quick, he has the orb out. He sovereign glue, universal solvent, and sovereign glue. Cast glyph of warding with a non-detection spell on the inside of the orb. The trigger is absolute darkness.
The
And
phrase absolute darkness, or
no, like once the glyph, because it can see, once the glyph sees complete darkness, no light whatsoever, then it triggers and casts
Say Marshall
non-detection.
glass is semi-transparent.
Fuck.
I mean, you can still do it and just cover it up.
He jumps into the portable hole. Says, "Hey, can someone close this thing up for me real
oh,
quick?
definitely.
Open it up in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
I swear.
Whatever.
Right.
I
You
roll
got
it.
it.
I close it.
Okay. Shit.
Um,
Silence.
You've known Cass longer than I have. Is this normal, him just shifting into random forms? I'm not
Never
seeing
seen it
him.
before.
Okay.
Probably had like a really strong dream about a halfling.
Yeah, nobody's ever seen this halfling before.
Have you?
Yeah, I have
I
to.
mean, I guess you have to. Yeah. All right. Sorry. My bad. Dumb question.
Okay, same parameters. Glyph of warding with non-detection on it. Once it's what? Well, now I'm just in absolute darkness already. Trigger as the orb being completely sealed. Does the same thing. And tries
So now you
the
don't need
ritual
to be
again.
in absolute darkness.
I don't at this
Or
point.
the hole.
No.
Stuck in there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zara and I are just chatting outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Realized.
nestled up
predicament.
against. He like feels for Vale's body, pushes her up against a wall, and like is nestled up against her as he does this ritual.
Gross.
So weird.
Yep.
I keep forgetting we're just transporting around a body.
Yep.
Just in case.
Yep.
Okay. So there's a glyph on that's inside the orchard glass. Or are you casting the glyph on an object?
Glyph that is inside of the orchard glass with non-detection on the glyph.
Give me a spellcasting ability check.
You
The
cut out,
DC
I'm
for
sorry.
this spellcasting
Say-
ability check at advantage.
Okay.
The DC for this is going to be a 22.
22. Oh, that's, I think, actually succeeds. 23.
Okay. So as you cast the glyph, you watch as the glyph imprints on the bottom edge of the orchard glass hemisphere and then projects outward, and there's now a second glyph in like extra dimensional space within the portable hole. So it worked, but you realize that you came very close to just projecting the spell, the glyph, through the orchard glass and imprinting it onto a surface beyond it, but you managed to actually imprint the orchard. So you now close it.
Yes, with the trigger being completely closed, hermetically
Okay, you
sealed.
close it, and after a few seconds, there is this explosion of spell energy within the seal. You watch as you see that same like bouncing around like energy and like these geometric shapes being formed, where you're watching like basically an explosion happen in a vacuum sealed container that cannot contain an explosion. And basically you watch as this like orb just exudes from the glyph as the spell is basically like suspended in time.
Oh.
Now,
Right.
I will say, looking at this,
That's looking good.
you get the sense that this is not a permanent enchantment. You get the sense that you have effectively like cheated time in the casting and preservation of the spell. You've like hyper augmented the efficiency of the spell. You don't know how long it's going to last, but you've essentially just like way extended the duration.
Okay. Duration is 8 hours by default.
Right.
Okay. There.
I'll
So your
open the hole.
non-detection spell now has a lithium battery.
Yeah, there's.
How'd it go?
This doesn't take very long, I imagine, right? The entire thing. Would you say less than 10 minutes?
Yeah, much less than 10 minutes.
All right, so a couple minutes later, the folded up hole, just like you see a head pop out as I break out of the portable hole with a strength check. Right, I think I've got it. There's a ball down there, and it's well, it's very non-detectable, if I do say so myself.
You know,
So-
I do have to say, I love this little guy.
Right, I like him too, right? He's a good little fella.
He's a good
I'm
little
unnerved.
I cannot do an Australian accent, and all of a sudden
No,
I can.
Fantastic.
You're doing great.
That's
Yeah, killing it.
crazy. Wasn't even going for it. So yeah, he pulls himself out of the portable hole. Lugs up the orchard glass ball. Right. So I think I don't know exactly how this is gonna work, but I think it we shouldn't be able to be seen essentially. Or
There's
as
about a 5-foot radius on the spell.
stay
Hey guys,
really
I just got to jump in. I gotta go. Age is getting fussy.
All right.
I'll see you guys later, man.
Be
close
safe.
my dark character
Yep,
later.
yep. Bye.
He
So
comes
we
out.
just
Yeah.
stay
So if
really
you don't think you
close
can
to
do
each
an
other.
Australian accent, what were you going for?
Australian accent is actually the one accent that like I refuse to ever try because I just feel like I sound retarded and I just cannot do it. This was supposed to be Cockney, but I'm just kind of
Ooh.
letting it roll.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows? Maybe I've unlocked something.
A kick-ass Australian accent. What you want?
Okay. So with that, yeah, there's this very obvious ritual that's around Cass.
Right.
Okay,
So
so
as long as you stay near me, should be good. And I mean real near, like butts to butts.
Thunder turns around and puts her back.
Okay, nope, not
The-
necessary.
You're small. I can't get.
I will say you can. It's not subtle. You can see the green.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah, that's
Yeah, maybe not butts to butt.
maybe you guys stay close and I'll just be normal over here.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's useful when it's useful, right?
I mean, so far they haven't tried to spy on me anyways, right? So
Right.
So, time to kill snakes? Are we killing snakes or what?
Yeah.
please.
I feel like we should do that sooner rather than later. I feel like we should do all this sooner rather than later.
True. Going south, eh?
South. What was the camp was called like six something, right?
6 crown.
6 crown. Yeah, let's head to 6 crown.
Okay. So with that, as you are making your preparations, you are approached by Xander. As he sees you, he just says, "Hey there. I assume you all are planning on making an expedition outwards, do some exploring."
Yes.
Yeah.
I have had a request by the Dr. Thaddeus Whitmore that he accompany you.
Any good in a fight?
Why?
He wishes to get hands on any wannabe scripture artifacts for the sake of cataloging. He'll still give you access to them, but it's the reason that he was here. And he just kind of like leans in and just says, "To keep this operation open, I've had to make a few concessions with the FETC. And this is one of them.
Can't we
I
just give him
can
the two
I can
we've
give
already
you
got?
resources. No, you won't have to worry about protecting him. because he is going to have a Steel Covenant envoy with him.
Those fuckers.
Sure. I guess, I mean, I don't care. Whatever.
He gives like a frustrated look and just says, like anything with the FETC, you all having a camp and shelter here, there are strings attached, unfortunately.
Okay. Just tell
That
them
being
to stay out of
said,
the
the Steel Covenant will send you with a medic and an explosives expert. So just keep that in mind.
Great.
So
Love it.
with that, we've got ships for you to use, and we'll allow you to meet your other party members. With that, you kind of hear some discussion close by, and you watch as both this individual that is like completely in a robe that's basically carrying like this large latched case and a rifle that looks like it's got just tubes that go around it everywhere with these multiple like syringes of like different fluids. You watch as who's got a hood up and like goggles on, you watch as she hands a couple flasks of like this black ichor to this gnome, who grabs it and then like pops the top, looks at her, she just kind of nods, and he just like downs it. As that happens, you watch as like there is this these like black veins begin to like spread out from one side of his face, and you watch he just goes, ah, fuck, fuck, and just like you watch as he just kind of like twitches, and his whole body like locks up for a second, and you watch as like the medic kind of like kneels down and like holds him.
Oh, that looks fun. Do we get some of that?
The medic looks over, takes opens up the briefcase, takes out like this little almost like a little 6-pack thing of like these tube holders, like test tube holders, and like places it on your team. And then you watch as the gnome just goes, okay, I'm good. Yeah. And then just like goes back to your group and just goes, hey, how's it going? I'm Davin.
What?
I'm Davin. I'm going to be joining you with the old guy.
Okay. We're the Remnants. Varric, Cass, Zendara.
Yeah, very Cass, and yeah, I don't really give a fuck. You stay out of our way, we'll stay out of yours. How's that sound?
Sounds perfect. Let's go.
Great. Anyone here to shoot up?
What?
Well, don't mind if I
Anyone here
do.
going to shoot up? All right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about. Shoot it
grab
back. Shoot it back, little guy.
I grab Cass by the shoulder and spin him around.
Yeah,
Start walking away.
he's walking forward. Well, hold on. We were offered something.
No.
Well,
Get after-
look, if you want any of your magics to be useful against the 1P, then you're gonna have to pay the price. And the price is the Ophidian Surge.
Fuck it. I start walking to the boat.
He don't have magic. He don't got to worry about it. Cass
Yeah,
eyes
He
I've got
looks at
magic.
you.
I'm fucking, if no one's stopping me, I'm doing whatever drugs are here in whatever way they're applicable.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You're taking a vial.
Yeah.
Give me a
can ask-
Constitution saving throw.
12.
12. I would like you to roll a d8 for me, my friend.
D8. That is maybe bad. 6.
Okay. What is the highest level spell slot that you have access to?
6.
You have 1 6th level spell slot?
Yes.
Okay, that is burned. You no longer have a 6th level spell slot.
Not an issue.
As Cass looks up after drinking this foul ichor, you feel this burning sensation crawl up the back of your neck, in through the back of your skull, into your eyes from the back of your head. And then this pain gets to a point where it is just excruciating. It's the worst pain you've ever felt in your life. And then it's just followed by this gradual onset of this very subtle euphoria.
Oh yeah.
And as you open your eyes, Cass's eyes are just pupilless and black, and everything just is a little bit dimmer. And you are under the effect of the Ophidian Surge.
Oh God. Oh. Go on, Sandara. It ain't that bad. Stings a little.
He says with pupilless eyes.
Yeah, your
Looking at you.
eyes are looking real weird, and we were able to blow up those other Wanty just fine, so I think I'll just wait.
For the record, they look exactly as Cass's eyes do. He has pupilless, almost pure black eyes.
Yeah, but not as the short dude.
Not as a halfling, but
Yeah.
With that, you watch as the little gnome kind of goes up and just says, "Look, no one wants to be a square here. If we're going to work together, I'm putting my life and my partner's life in your hands. The Wanti have a natural resistance to our magical abilities. This is a workaround."
Fine. She holds out her hand.
Hi, the girl.
Yeah, that's right. Chug, 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 and hands you a vial.
Uses physics.
Sheila's very. She's not. The vibes, she's not matching these vibes. She takes a chunk.
I'm gonna
Okay,
give
Constitution saving throw.
I'm gonna give Sandara bardic inspiration by
Ooh,
humming some tune that is horribly out of pitch.
Okay.
Cass is high. That's a D10.
Yes, D10.
Right, D10.
Yes.
16. Woof.
Okay. Sandara, I would like you to roll a D8.
If it fit, did you use it?
I did.
Okay.
Also a 6.
Okay. Highest level spell slot gone.
Tragic.
God damn. That's bad.
However, for the next 8 hours, you bypass the Wanti magical resistance. So their advantage against your spell saving throws, magical effect saving throws, is bypassed. So as Cass, as you're humming that tune, Sandara, you drink it, you get that same sensation, and as your eyes open, you look at Cass is vomiting black ink right now. By the way, the vial that he had was about this big, maybe I don't know, 15 cc's of fluid, 15 milliliters. He is vomiting copious amounts of black, what you assume is blood.
Die. Oh my god.
No, it's alright. It's That just happens sometimes.
You watch
That's
as the gnome
so
just
much
goes,
blood.
yeah, it tastes like iron, but it's not. And he just starts scream vomiting as well. This
Nope.
black ichor.
Standing on the boat,
That's my long.
fingers on my temples, just like
I'm
fucking magic.
falling behind Varric, just ups. God, dude, this sucks.
The gnome kind of pats you on the shoulder, Cass, and just goes, "You're gonna want to hydrate," and then just walks past you.
After recovering, Cass walks to the boat with the rest of them.
I'm gonna say Alara, as this is happening, grabbed a vial and like tips it back and slowly just like drinks one herself. I would say I'm gonna say Sandara. Actually, I'll say Varric notices this because Sandara, you're no, Sandara, you didn't vomit black blood yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would notice this. She looks totally fine. She's
Do I
like
also notice?
daintily. Yeah, I'd say you two notice it. She daintily like takes a sip of it and just like finishes it. Looks around and like puts the vial back. Grabs like the rest of the tubes that everyone else left, and like just like stuffs it in her bag, and then just like looks around. And nothing happens, and she just walks over towards you. You do watch as her like pupils begin to like this like blackness begins to like spread across.
I stand next to Varric while he's rubbing his eyes. I mean, if I had a giant sword, I wouldn't have done it, but all I've got is my magic. Or hammer, sorry. I always say sword, but I hope you know that I understand that you don't carry a sword.
I don't understand your magic. You don't understand weapons. I think we're good.
I mean, what's to understand about there? You hit, smash. That seems very straightforward.
Oh, you want to give it a try?
No. You didn't say I could do it. You said I don't understand it. I'm saying that I get it. It's
You have magics. I have physics.
yeah, I
It's not just
understand your physics. They're
it's
very
not
good
just
physics.
random
You're
swing.
great at them. I
Not-
know, but
You know.
I mean, I'm just saying you're not doing equations while you're there's
'Cause-
I'm just saying I get it. I understand it.
Don't.
Having this conversation, the boat has now like pushed off. The kind of quietish medic is speaking now and just said, "I heard someone say south."
Correct.
We're
What's your
ready
name?
to raise a camp.
I'm Evane. If you're injured, I will do my best to keep you in the fight.
Is Alara also with us?
Alara is with you.
Cool. 2 medics. What about fuck, what's her name?
Char?
Yeah.
Char is with you as well.
Do we see her?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sometimes she's just not there, but she's there. You know what I
She
mean?
is just kind of like laying her head back. As she is like kind of like taking a little cat nap.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go destroy a village. Get some knowledge. I don't know.
Time for the fun part. Right, Doc?
Sure. Oh, you say that to the. Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying that to the medic. With that, the elderly human just looks at you and just goes, "Let's just try to keep this as by the books as possible. We're not here to kill snake men, despite you mercenaries always seeming to think that's the case. We are here to collect artifacts of their primitive and silly snake religion.
I mean, that's where you got it wrong. I am here to kill snake men.
Well, then you and I have nothing else to discuss. Good day.
Cool. Great.
With that, the boat begins to make its way to the southeast part of the map. Let's see. You get to a point where you hit the shore. Yvain goes to tie it off against one of the trees, begins to move to scout. I presume you've all pointed on a map as to where you're going.
Sure.
Everyone to 6th ground?
Yeah, 6 crown.
Okay. Yvain and Gavin are going to lead the way.
Cool.
Thaddeus is going to stay kind of in the middle of the group, very much like trying to always be like between someone and like the perimeter that you all are making.
Protect the president.
Basically, he's trying to like very like not so subtly like position himself in that way. So as you make your way over to through the jungle, you find a clearing where it looks like this is an abandoned village. There is just like ruined appearing like little thatch huts, and the whole place just like smells of rotting meat.
I mean, didn't we see this earlier in there? It was populated?
You saw that there were some like Wanty scouts.
Hmm.
You don't see any right now.
Well, I guess let's go looking for artifacts.
So if you just walk out the clearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna follow, like, right behind Varric. I'm, like, right on his elbow, essentially.
Give me a perception check. Varric and Sindara.
23.
Okay. You see there is a
I also got 23.
you both clock there is a T scout that is kind of by one of the thatch huts that has drawn a bow aiming at Varric and is going to fire. I would say you and Sindara have initiative before he takes that action. He's about 40 feet away.
40 feet?
I'm going
Yep.
to
I'm gonna
cast
close.
Psychic Glance.
Okay. Hey, you do that.
Psychic Glance.
Mm-hmm. What's the intelligence saving throw?
That is a 19 save.
Oh wow, that saves. He only takes damage, but still could do actions. 11 damage.
Okay.
Varric. Oh, go ahead.
You're going to close the distance?
I don't have enough movement to close that distance. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move 20 feet towards him, and as I'm running, pull out a hand axe and throw it at the guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to attack.
I was looking for my D20 that was in my hand. It's like, what the fuck? 26 to hit.
Hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Quick question. For my maneuvers, it says when I hit with a weapon attack,
Yep.
but it doesn't specify like a melee attack. Can I use it on maneuvers on a thrown weapon?
Yes.
Okay. Strength saving throw. We're using disarming attack.
That is 18.
That is the DC.
Okay.
Just meeting our DCs.
$16 points of damage.
Okay. You are going to get shot with a poisoned arrow.
Cool.
You're going to take 10 piercing and, or sorry, that's only 3 piercing and
So I
7
take-
poison.
So I take no piercing?
You take 1 pierce.
-3 for
Pierce.
heavy weapon.
Then you take no piercing. Yeah, you reduce it to
7 poison.
0. But you do take
So-
7 poison.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, Cass, you see there is a second scout that is like flanking in behind Varric and Sindara that has also drawn a bow, this time aiming at Sindara. And you have initiative.
Oh. Alright, well, not that he said his name to anyone else, but he's decided that Emil is more appropriate. Vines begin to wrap up around this figure. They're within 90 feet, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah. Vines begin to wrap up around this figure and then vanish as he casts Hex, and good old Warlock 1-2. I'm gonna Hex and Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
3 shots from the precursor as Hex. That's natural 20, dirty 20, and 15.
Okay. Those all hit.
Okay, that is 9 points of damage, 10 points of damage, and that's cocked, and another 10. So 29 points of. Wait, hold on.
One of those was a
29,
natty.
12. One of those was a natty. 12.
Do you want me to do 9 and just reroll the crit?
Yeah, I can just reroll the crit damage.
So it's 20 without the crit.
So 20 without the crit, reroll, whatever. That's a 1, so 2. 22 plus 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17. So 39 points of force damage. And before this thing can take a shot, it is launched 30 feet backwards.
You watch as this thing goes over to shoot Sundara, and you just unload on this thing and blow it into one of these thatch huts that just collapses on it.
Now let's play
Oh,
fair.
shit.
Let's play fair, everybody.
With that, Vane Cross is going to step forward, raise her rifle at the first wanting scout. She's going to fire, and there's this little syringe that hits it in the neck, and you watch as it just like hisses, grabs it, and like detaches it, and like just like throws it on the ground. And then you watch as it's just starting to kind of stumble as it moves forward. Doran Vex is gonna throw.
Oh yeah.
No, he's not.
Damn.
No, he's going to. He's got this large like gauntlet thing. You watch as he takes this little like latch that you would see on a lawnmower, like a gas lawnmower that you need to start it, and he just like rips it back and like lets go, and you just hear this like clockwork like, and then this humming. And as he opens this gauntlet, you watch as it unfolds and unfolds to like a hand that's made of sheet metal that's like 10 times the size of his gnome hand, with all these runes leading towards like the middle, almost like Iron Man, like some kind of reactor. And he's going to use his experimental beam.
It's called that?
Mhm.
All right.
I don't like this. I already know I'm gonna get fucked on. This beam.
He always rolls this attack at disadvantage. And there are some hefty consequences for missing. But even with that, he hits the Wanti's AC. Deals 27 points of force damage and knocks it back 15 feet. So, Varric, as you throw the axe at it, you're closing the distance, and you just watch as this like beam just hits it in the chest, and it just gets knocked into the hut. That hut collapses on him.
I kind of start to like slow down to like a kind of quick jog from like a full sprint to like a walk.
With that, for the sake of this, they're on the back foot. These are just like 2 scouts. We're essentially out of initiative.
Are they done so?
They're not necessarily dead, but they're gonna have a really hard time getting out of here. And if you guys want to stay and like finish the job, it's gonna be quite easy to do a quick coup de grace. This is not like an even. You way outnumber them. These are scouts that were meant to set the war. You do
Are we
you do
able to tell
watch.
if they sounded one?
What's that?
Are we able to tell if they like sounded an alarm?
It doesn't look like it. Like you clocked them right as they saw you and you jumped on them. And you do notice that Davin is sitting here, like he's poured some kind of fluid on this, like the ruins of the thatch hut, and he's lighting matches and like throwing it at it. And none of them have ignited yet, as he's laughing maniacally.
Which hut? The one I'm at, or the other one?
Yes.
He's doing it to both of them.
The one that you're at.
Just to kind of be an asshole, I'm gonna walk to it and just finish the guy off before his fire
Okay.
can. Just to,
You watch it, he just goes, "What? You vegetarian or something?"
the guy's head is like literally flat. I'm just like,
Were you gonna eat him?
no, but like, they hate a sound of an alarm, so why not just finish him off good and fast instead of giving him a chance?
So much more fun when you give him a chance.
Yeah, but I mean, if we got 2, they're dead. We don't have to worry about like 40 more showing up now.
He just shrugs and turns around.
Magic uses.
With going to the other hut, you watch as the medic has unearthed the other Wanti that is unconscious right now, whether it's from the toxin or the hut collapsing. And you watch as she very quickly just pulls out like a surgical knife and begins to cut it from its chest down to its pelvis and is like opening it up.
While it's alive?
Yeah,
Gross.
you actually to a point where you can see his heart still beat
Vivisection.
as she's just like she's like dissecting it. She's doing a field autopsy right now.
It's not
Disgusting.
autopsy if they're alive.
Yeah, good point.
I can sort of put it out of its misery if you want, or the fucking heart's still beating.
Yeah, I was just checking here, and she takes that knife and just like pokes a hole in one of the ventricles, and just watches like blood begins to like spurt out, and it just like begins like beating faster and faster, and then like eventually slows.
Oh,
And
marvelous.
she just yells at Davin. She just goes, "Yeah, it's another 2, malice in class." And Davin just goes, he just kind of shrugs, and she says, "You don't care, dude." He says, "Not really." She just kind of takes the knife and like wipes the blood on her vest and like puts it back in like with her tools. With some of the
there-
1T, you can tell by their physiology, their rank. It's sometimes helpful to get a sense of what we might be dealing with. These are pretty heavy hitters to be simple scouts, especially when it seems like they're guarding. So, did you have any more questions about my methods, or I'm good?
No, right, you just gave me permission to be freaky, lady. I like it.
She gives you this look of like, I don't like being talked to that way, and then just like gets up and says, "We better move on," and just begins walking like through the village, kind of like staying in cover, looking at different like trying to get different vantage points.
Is this like a one
Uh,
like road to like the center of town kind of deal, or like?
There's a bunch of these thatch huts that are just kind of like pockmarked throughout, but there definitely is like a town center.
I'm just gonna walk that way.
Okay. As you do, you see what looks like this like there's this large town square that's made of stone,
Mhm.
and what looks like a pedestal of complete stone with an empty archway.
Is there anything on the pedestal?
No, it's not an actual pedestal. It's just like a platform of stone,
Oh,
and in the center of this platform is just this archway of like this greenish like moss and stone.
Is it a
a
big enough
religious
archway to walk
center
through?
that I can see. Yeah.
It's way like things way bigger than you guys can walk through this thing.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, Varric walks through and disappears.
Oh god.
Oh,
Ah.
quickly follow.
Okay. Everyone else follows.
Yes, yeah.
Ah. You guys missed me, didn't you?
Okay, Varric, I would like you to roll initiative, please.
Uh, 18. Do our new friends follow us too?
You are not sure yet. I would like you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom. Ooh, 19.
Okay.
I guess plus 1, unnatural 20.
So I would like everyone else to please initiative.
$17.
25.
Okay, 17.5. Would someone please roll for Alara?
That's a 5 on the dice.
Dude, what? I roll a 5 too.
Meant to be.
Sorry, you said 17?
Mhm.
25 for Cass?
Yes.
You, as you all step out, you see. Hang on, let me get this. You see a massive, and I mean massive, larger than the green dragon that you all fought, snake-like creature
Cool.
that has a six-fingered, like humanoid hand, except each finger is like a small snake that is just like placed atop Varric's head.
Oh.
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 And you watch as Varric's eyes are completely glazed over, and he looks like he's in some kind of trance. As you watch as the serpent is speaking in the Wanpi language, and him and Varric are saying the exact same words in unison.
Cool.
Don't like it.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
Whoa. It's 3 minutes.
And that glazed look in Varric's eyes fades as he picks up his hammer, ready to fight.
Oh.
As this Wanti priest, as the dominate person spell fails.
Oh.
And the Wanti priest recoils and just hisses as you find yourself in this massive stone structure on an island somewhere within the Serpent Lord Shrine. And that's where we will pick up next session.
Serpent Lord Shrine.
Servant Lord Shrine?
Sorry, the
Serpent
Serpent
Lord
Lord Shrine
Shrine.
kind of
That's not where
refers
we
to
live.
both the actual, like, a structure and the overall area was named after it as well. So you're in the same overall area, you're on an island.
So okay, so the archway was a portal. We're somewhere different.
Yes.
Okay.
You are
Yes.
somewhere different. So we will pick up next session.